Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Us or if
Good afternoon and welcome to draw number 6 here at the Tier 2 Championship with the Grand Slam of Curling. And we are excited today to be bringing you this again. My name's Jim Nix and I'm here with Sean Joyce. And we've got a very young team out of Saskatchewan, Sean, and a veteran team really out of Japan in this one.
Yeah. This such a young team. I was telling you just before we went on air with Dylan Derksen's team. They did make it to the Tankard last year. They were probably a little bit of a surprise. Young junior team, still junior eligible, and will be playing in the junior provincials this year here in Saskatchewan. But they had a decent run in provincials last year, knocked off some of the best teams in the province, weren't able to make the playoffs, but good experience for them. And they're a nice young team to watch. I wish we had mics on them. They're very entertaining.
Yeah, you know what? With still a year of eligibility left for junior and whatnot, it's pretty impressive that they made it to the Tankard last year. I mean, they're playing in Saskatchewan, a province with a significantly good number of good teams. So kudos to them. And we'll see how they get along in this one.
Some of them have a lot of junior eligibility left. Tyler Derksen the second, and when you see him, he looks like he could be 12. He is just he's tiny. He's not quite that young. But he ended up going as an alternate last year after the Tankard with, I believe, if I've got this right, with the team that qualified for the U18. So he's got a number of years left.
Nice. So right now it looks like Maeda probably playing with 3, but we'll get that straight here. Or maybe not. Looks like, so the jackets are all almost the same sort of look to them.
Yeah, this needs to be a rule with
need home and aways.
Yeah, we can't have everybody wearing the same red jacket. That just makes it really hard for the announcers.
So Maeda does have hammer here in the first end, and we're just kind of getting going. We're only a couple rocks in, and it's been exciting so far. It's kind of a thrill to be able to do these games, and some really good teams I mentioned yesterday. A lot of teams that are on the cusp of playing in the Grand Slams, the Tier 1 side, and some other teams that are just kind of working their way up toward that, like teams like this Derksen squad and whatnot. So a lot of good teams here.
I don't want to jinx it just yet, but weather could be a factor here in these two events, the Tier 2 here as well as the Tier 1 in Saskatoon before today is over. There's quite the blizzard started already now, and shouldn't affect anything on the ice, I wouldn't think, in Martensville being played in a curling club. Although, it's probably not that bad for the traveling teams. The hotel in Martensville is not that far from the club, but for the teams that are maybe in Saskatoon that are trying to drive there from home, that could be a bit of an issue yet later today. And in Saskatoon for the Tier 1, again, you're counting on crowds coming into the building. Well, crowd coming into the building in an arena means they're bringing in all that snow, which is going to lead to humidity. So it could make for an interesting day. And that just means that these teams have to be on top of things, reading the ice. And that's an important skill.
Yeah. And a pretty good handle early in this one. On this one, we've got a rock on the button and a walk frozen right to it. So pretty good start for these two teams. Mentioned earlier that they both came off a loss in their first game, and so they'd like to turn that around. You don't really want to start 0-2. It's a 4-game round robin, so every now and then 2-2 will get you something, but at the same time, it's hard to do that if you start 0-2. So both teams looking for the first win.
Probably should update, I was going to say everyone else, but maybe me as well on the rules, because there are a few different rules in play here today than what you would normally see. I know I believe they're playing the only one blank end rule.
Yep, I understand that to be the case. I think they're playing the same rules as the Tier 1, so that's one of the rules for sure. And I understand they've had a few double blanks in the Tier 1 so far, or at least in the event.
Yeah, so
that's certainly one rule.
Blank a second end, you actually lose the hammer. You can only blank one per team.
Yeah.
And then the other one, and this is just in the round robin portion, as I understand it, there are no extra ends. Games will
No.
be decided by a draw to the button.
Yeah, we were very confused the very first game we did. Or I did black and brown. Sounds like Crayola event, but yeah. Anyway, they finished. I don't think the players knew exactly what they were doing because we were calling to go to a extra end, and then I forget, maybe James come on said there's no extra ends, just last shot draw and in the round robin. But then when we came back, they were doing a draw to the button. So yeah, so it will be decided by a draw to the button. I don't know how they decide who goes first, but that was actually last night's game with McEwen and Jacobs was decided that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, tough.
Well,
way
and
to
I think
lose.
that might have come out of the if everybody was watching the last Grand Slam, you will notice it went to a draw to the button for the championship, the very final game, and there were a number of people who weren't happy with that outcome, having a game that important decided by a single shot. So
Yeah.
they've decided to play extra ends, but just for the playoffs. And part of that, I think, comes down to, it's a scheduling thing to play extra ends for all these preliminary rounds. Like, it can really mess with your draw because the ice has to be prepped between games for the next game, and a game scheduled for what time is the next draw here? It doesn't matter. Pick out a time. If a game is scheduled for a 3:00 start, well, that actually means the ice has to be ready for first practice by 2:30.
Yeah.
So you do have it. The draw schedule is fairly tight for the ice makers.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
It looks like a lot for the curlers, 4
Yeah.
hours between draws, but that's
Well,
not as much time as it looks like when you got to factor in prepping
No,
the ice.
exactly. And this event started Tuesday morning. So, I mean, it's like you can't start much earlier in the week. So you can't really afford to add a whole much more time to it. That's for sure. And the curlers are not going to be happy if all of a sudden say, well, we're going to scrape every second draw or something like that, right? Like you're doing a little fun spiel at home or something. But
Yeah.
anyway. So working our way through this first end here with just third stone to third stones. This will be Logan Sawicki. Third stone for Dylan Derksen. Sitting one right now, or they were last time before we got chatting there. So I'm pretty
Yes.
sure they still are.
Still sitting one in the redstone frozen at the top of the 4-foot. They might actually be sitting two. I never did really take a good look. The stone at the back of the 4-foot. Who's got second shot?
Maybe we can get a look at it on the overhead here in a minute.
Oh, it's farther
Oh
back.
yeah, it's
Sorry.
pretty. Yeah.
I was thinking it was the back 4, but it's all the way to the back 12.
Thank you, whoever we have on production today in cameras. I'm not sure who that is. I think Matthew's on production, and I don't know which player is missing for Team Maeda.
Yeah, it's tougher to figure out this week than most because our lineup doesn't show pictures either. So
No.
we've got the names. If they stand back to the camera and hold still, so that looks like that's Hiroki Maeda just through.
That would make sense.
Because I can see the H Maeda on his. But
Yep. Chances are one Maeda is here, the other Maeda is here.
yeah, well, and Hiroki listed as the third. So if he's still throwing third, then Takumi is likely holding the broom.
Yep. So probably coming right around here. Derksen in pretty good shape here in the first end without hammer. There's really not a lot of opportunity, I don't believe.
Yeah, there's still not any good angles to run anything in.
No. And I figure that if you don't see the angles, then they're not there because you see them all. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, there's a double run. That's about it. And it's tough. He's probably, I would think this is a guard. You come right in, you actually just could cue it up to play some kind of run, red onto yellow onto the red. That red, yellow in the house looks like they're dead frozen. So
yeah. Sometimes people get a little anxious with this and they think they need to be tighter than they do. So, and they, like you say, it just creates a shot that never existed before.
Yeah,
so
he is coming in.
Probably not going to hurt them. Although,
well, but I don't know that there was angle red onto the red before that. There might be enough angle to get that tight red one onto the yellow. Like you can't see all of it.
No.
Or do you play the double peel? You could do that too. I mean, there's a lot of room between them. They're definitely looking at playing the hit on the short red now.
Yeah.
Like you make contact with that yellow that was just thrown anywhere, the shot stone's gone. And that's why I say you put it on that line and in front of the house, he doesn't have a shot yet.
No, exactly. Even in the house, Sean, but just like on the O sort of thing there.
Yeah, top 12 would be good. That would take away. Like, it's just debatable. This is my first game, this event, so I haven't seen how much finish there is here.
Yeah.
It's just debatable if he could throw this with quiet weight anyway, because you got to get tight by the yellow. There's plenty of room to curl by the long red guard. The issue is you need to hit fairly close to the nose on the second one, and that tight yellow that's right in front of it kind of choking off the angle.
Yeah, it's what we found yesterday was that with any weight at all, it would run pretty straight, which is kind of traditional. And it had a lot of curl, but not as much curl maybe as we had expected coming in. But this is a nice weight here, but he's going to be on the guard. So that curled up a bit, but he only had backline weight probably at best.
It's hard to judge from the angle we're at too. To me, it did not look like he got out to the broom.
No.
But he threw it safe. Like, you're either going to peel the guard. He didn't want to miss it on the wide side. Hitting that yellow tight one was never going to help him. Peeling the guard, he's still got a shot.
Yeah. And not a completely easy guard to throw here because because that red one that he just tried to play is still there. So the guard's got to throw a wide guard on this one. Thinking probably short on this. I don't think he'd want to come in here again, would he, Sean? I can't see the benefit of that.
The only benefit I can see if you come in, because of the angle that the first yellow red's at, if you could tap it 6 inches, then when you tap the yellow up, that yellow red angle at the top is now going to be angled to go by it.
Yeah.
And it would act like a staggered guard at the top of the forefoot. Like, you'd have to be really brave to play it, because if you hit it too hard, you could open something up. But there is a chance if you came in and wiggled that just right, it would be a guaranteed steal. He'd have nothing safe to play.
Yeah.
And no way to get at shot rock.
I'm just glad to see him switch those two rocks, because when he was cleaning out the red one and getting all ready, I'm thinking, holy cow, we played the whole end wrong here. Anyway, so he did switch it up. He's showing the yellow. So we'll see how deep he actually goes. Obviously got enough weight. Sweepers are doing nothing.
Yeah, I'd be on this right now. If he's going to be in anyway, you should tap it. He'll take away the run.
Yeah.
But he left the yellow, red, yellow just for one.
Yeah.
Actually, he might have curled far enough that the run is still there. Red onto the yellow on the top of the 8 foot.
Yeah.
It's still only for one, though, because the red where it jams is not going to beat out that yellow at the back of the 8 foot.
Yeah, and you're never going to throw it hard enough that red's going to kick all the way out or anything like that. So just having a look at it. Probably.
Unless he thinks all 4 yellows might go. And I mean, it could make contact with the one at the back. Jerry, where's my telestrator? I keep asking him.
Yeah.
So he's looking at red onto the yellow one that was just thrown, have it come straight back, clip the yellow, the top of the 8 foot. So basically the one coming straight back will clip half the yellow. That'll actually drag the red a little bit, so it'll stick pretty solidly on that yellow at the top of the button. Yellow at the button comes straight back. And if it clips the one at the back, you could see all 4 yellows go for 2. If the one at the back doesn't go, and they've decided that they don't like the risk of that, you can play this directly at the one at the top of the 8 foot. That's what he's looking at now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that
this is just for one. But
yeah, it's one of those shots. I think if you had to score a big end or something, then you'd go ahead and play that, Sean. But I think like you say, the risk is it might be minimal, but it might be enough that you don't want to take it on, because you're going to have to throw it hard if you're going to move all those yellows.
You are.
Yeah. But it was interesting to look at it. It certainly looks like it could be there.
It might be there. It's hard to know how the last yellow comes back, because the first one, the red's going to drag onto the yellow. I think it might go by the yellow at the back, but
you might just get 3 of them.
Yeah, when there's that many angles to be involved first, you don't know how much drag there's going to be when it gets to that point. This is tight.
So Takumi Maeda trying to make a little angle hit here for one in the first stand.
Got to get by the yellow. It's just thrown.
Will not quite get there. So yellow, Dylan Derksen will steal one here in the first stand, and we'll be back right after the break.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
So one end in the books here in Martensville, the local team of Dylan Derksen scoring 1 in the first end, stealing 1 in the first end. So it'll be a comfortable start for him. You're watching on the Curling Stadium Network. Pleased to have you along. For those that are in Saskatoon and area, we hope you manage to not have too much trouble with the storm coming in. And I don't envy you a bit on that one, so it's still too early for that kind of weather. Down here, anyway.
Okay, I think I got the roster now, so we can start. We can start introducing players. So it does look like for the Maeda team that the player listed as their normal lead, Bikuto Tokoro, is the one who is not here.
Okay.
Uryu Kamikawa is throwing the first 3 stones.
Okay.
Hiroki Maeda throwing the next 3 stones, and Takumi Maeda in the house as the skip. It's funny, I haven't heard much talk about it this year, but for the last couple of years, there's been a lot of discussion surrounding playing shorthanded and should it be allowed?
Yeah.
Because there is a feeling especially in the modern game, that there's some advantage in that. You typically see with the modern brushing styles, they usually have 1 brush on the ice anyway. And now you get to throw 3 rocks at end, and that's just a few more reps. You get a better feel for the weight.
Yeah, and the physicality of all the players now is so good that it's not like you or I going out there and saying, okay, we're going to have to sweep all by ourselves for 7 games or something.
With a corn broom.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the Derksen team, this is Tyler Derksen throwing the second stones. The brush there was Gavin Martins. He is the lead. Logan Sawicki throws the 3rd stone. That's him on the left. And Dylan Derksen, the skip, in the house. Things are quite opened up now with crashing on the guard. So everything looking good for Maeda right now.
Yeah, very different looking end than the first end. So this is your Yua. I don't know how to say his name, but Kamikawa. We'll just go with that.
Uryu, I would guess, but I'd have to look that up myself. This is where I give my normal disclaimer. Apologies for all of the names I mispronounce all weekend long.
Yes, I looked up one yesterday, and it gave me a translation of the word strong, and I'm thinking, well, like not saying strong for that word that just translated, but that was not possible. So Dylan Derksen now facing 2, and he'll look to just play the hit here. Could roll, but not really. It's a long way to go, so. Should hang around.
Okay, the pronunciation guide I looked up does indeed say Uriu.
Okay. Ryu? Ryu?
Uriu, three
Uri.
syllables.
Okay. Well, Ryu. All right. This is Hiroki Maeda, so we don't have to worry about that right now.
Unless you want to talk about the brushing.
Yes.
And he's been on this all the way down.
No hit. Just stayed right there. How hard would you actually go with this to make a roll, or would you even, Sean?
I wouldn't, because if you hit this on the nose, then for Maeda to get into the house off of it, he's got to roll towards the other one, and he can start to group them for you. You roll to the center, then he's going to roll back to the corner, and he'll keep them fairly even.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. And looks like pretty much a nose hit here.
That's fine. Your second shot, but that's fine. Maeda now has to make a decision. Like, if we hit that, we either have to roll to the middle or we're not in. If he draws, then you've left a yellow stone in a position where Derksen might be able to use it later. I'm a little surprised he's coming around the yellow one, to be honest. I thought he'd go to the corner again.
Yeah, it looked like he was pretty much decided that before the rock even stopped. He saw where it was going to hit and said, well, we're coming around. And
I thought he'd go to the corner. And you know, you can kind of think along with him. I get why he's afraid to go to the corner, because you come to the tee line on the corner, they chase with the freeze, and then both of those rocks are done. But you'd still rather play around your own wide corner guard, I think, than leave the short runner here.
Yep.
You don't want to be perfectly buried on this.
Yeah.
And you don't really want to be behind the tee line either.
Kamikawa. Come right around. Dylan Derksen now going to play the freeze down to it, or thinking about it at least.
Yeah, I mean, your choices are the run back or the freeze. The run back, if you miss it, three's in play. This could get you out of the end.
So this would be Tyler Derksen.
We're into third stones now. This is
are
Logan.
we? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
this end is zipping along.
Yeah. Not used to that.
Well, that was the other thing, and I'm not aware of it. Are they using clocks out here? They are using clocks at the tier 1.
Yeah, I believe they are, because, yeah.
Yeah, there they are.
Yeah.
So that will, that'll be a factor in why this end is zipping along. There's no time to dawdle.
No, not at all.
We've got a chat group going on with the various people that are doing the commentary this week, and I saw somebody post yesterday, and I'm not going to name the team because I don't need to clock shame anybody, but somebody was down to 10 minutes thinking time after 4 ends of play yesterday. So it's you play most of the Bonspiel season without clocks, and then that first event where you have to get back into the habit of we better be in the hack and be ready, you realize that the pace is a lot faster.
Yeah. It's a nice shot there by Maeda.
Yeah, the yellow is shot rock, but the angle favors Maeda. For Derksen to go after it, there's a chance that he just pops the red in behind the corner guard.
I think this is a draw shot, in my opinion.
Yeah, the question is, where are you drawing? Are you corner freezing it, or is this a straight guard?
No, I think I'm coming right on top of the red, like corner freeze it.
He's talking about trying to move it out. The problem is, you move it out, you're still giving up 2 all day because you're going to leave a double.
Yeah, and if you try to move it out and you don't get it out, then you're giving up 3. So I don't think that's a good one. This is a good choice, I think.
Might have been the gesture he might have been making was, if we get the good corner freeze, we can move it out on the next one. Maybe that's what he was gesturing.
Yeah.
The problem is, to have the angle to get it out on the next one, you got to be on the thin side of a corner. Like, half might still touch the yellow. So you got to be frozen on about a third. Well, now you're freezing on a very small piece. And if you ever bump off, you leave a double. So this has got to be fairly precise. And that's not so much a comment for the thrower to be aware of. This is, once you get into that fine of a placement, it's on the brushers. Like, The communication here has to be good.
Yeah. And we saw last weekend how often that was a problem.
Yeah.
On some of
Well,
those freeze type shots.
it doesn't matter on a stone like this how well you throw it. If you don't sweep it right, you can't make it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that means you don't touch it, but I mean, if you don't sweep it, if you don't sweep it right, you can't make the shot.
No. Looks like he's maybe going more like straight guard here versus a freeze because he's.
I don't hate the straight guard.
No,
but
I don't know.
Because the run back it's still your own that he's got to run back. Boy, with the amount of curl I've seen so far, I'm not sure he couldn't come direct at the shot stone.
Yeah, me too. This seems like a much more difficult shot than you necessarily have to play here, but it is a short run.
You don't want to angle this at all. Right on the nose, clips the red on an angle in such a way that both yellows would go. And then if you ever happen to over curl on this, you could roll into the 12 foot and the stone in the house would be accessible directly.
Yeah.
He's not worried about over curling. He's firing this one.
Takumi Maeda, yep, coming with the heat. Kamikawa on the brush, and we got a bang bang.
Yeah, he hit it on the outside. He should have been going for a nose hit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the freeze now because it leaves that double.
Yeah.
I think you could get at it directly. It's still going to leave a double, but it's not for any more than two.
Yeah.
Take one more look at this. Coming with the big weight. Needed to get to the nose, so I'm a little surprised that they called the sweep on from the inside. This needed to come up just a little bit. If he runs it straight back instead of jamming on the second red, it would have clipped about half. Both yellows would have been out of the rings.
Everything would have been improved, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure why he was sweeping that either, so.
He could definitely get at the red directly. The problem with that is he's going to leave a double on the yellows, which would still be for two, but I'm not seeing much else. If you could come through with quiet weight, get some finish, hit half a rock, and roll to the back of the 4 foot on the other side, at least you'd put some distance between the two of them.
Yeah.
With that broom, it looks like, what would you guess, Jim? You've seen some games. How much finish do you get with hack weight? Is that enough ice?
Yep, that'll be enough ice, yep.
Okay. I'm just looking at how much they were taking for draws, and I was wondering, is that hack or is that more than hack?
Got to be clean. I mean, most of these teams are still throwing it a little bit like they're playing in arenas. They're popping it a little bit, but
really nice ice in Martensville, and the ice maker works with us as well, James Gordon. Very proud of the ice that he makes in Martensville, and well, he should be. And I think adding into that, they've got brand new rocks there. I think it was at the start of last season, maybe it was the year before. And so, outstanding curl on these stones.
Yeah, that's what we heard coming into this event. We've been in Martensville a number of times to do events, so we're familiar with it, what it looks like. But I know that there was a lot of talk about the ice conditions here being very, very good. So
the old stones weren't horrible either, but they weren't the same stones across all 4 sheets. You had 2 different types of stones in there, and that did at times make for some challenges, I guess.
Yeah. So Maeda throwing a rocket.
Oh,
got away with it, but
yeah, I thought he might have wiggled through, but he stays for 2.
I don't know he had to throw that curl. Yeah, so Maeda does pick up 2 here at the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 event in Martensville, and we will be back right after the break.
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
So we're back here in Martensville, where Dylan Derksen says he has a 2-1 lead here, but it's actually wrong. Maeda has a 2-1 lead over Derksen. After a big deuce in the last end, he threw a rocket, Sean.
Yeah, managed to make the double. I mean, you and I were talking a bit in the break. I'm not sure that he needed to throw that much weight. They were straight across and not that much distance between the two of them. He did wiggle through a little bit, but that's the danger when you get a double like that. If you hit the first one very thin, you could wiggle right through the back.
Yeah, nice to have the ability to throw that weight, but doesn't mean it always is the right weight to throw. But
well, he threw the Jim. He threw the big weight on the first one too, and I just wondered. Now, I'm not that familiar with this particular team, but when you see him throw a couple of shots like that with the big weight, you wonder if that's not a shot that they fall back on a lot. And if that's the case, we might see some rocks in play here and them trying to set up some angles because they know they've got that in their repertoire, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he certainly throws it very smoothly. It doesn't look like it's a challenge for him to throw it. So,
yeah, and the teams that know they can throw that, they'll set up angle after angle in the house, knowing that it just takes one good shot to blow everything up.
Yeah. So Dylan Derksen now got the corner up. Going to try to set up the box. Not quite going to make it around the corner. It's a little light.
Interesting where it stopped, though. That makes it really tough. Not that you can do it yet. This is still just the fifth stone of the end. You can't play the peel on the corner guards now, but if Maeda decided he ever wanted to clean up the corner, look at where that looks like it's going. It looks like it's headed towards that red shot stone. So it's going to force him to play aggressively towards the middle, try to keep the steel alive. And that just means we're going to see more rocks in play likely here in this third end.
Yep. Pretty long guard there, but that's what he's looking for.
Yeah, he was looking to spread them out. That's the fifth stone of the end, so the peels can start now. You know, this is something else that has changed with the equipment. You're playing this long double, and years ago when you and I were probably playing the more competitive play with a lot of older stones and flat striking bands, you went after a double like this, and if you just missed it, you probably left your shooter there. Well, I don't think that was the way they called it.
No, definitely not the way they called it. No,
does illustrate what I said about that angle. You make contact with the double peel, and I know think
I didn't expect you'd get to demonstrate that quite that way, but when you mentioned it, I was obviously looking at that as well, and I thought, holy cow, I don't know if they'll ever get out there, but it'll be interesting if they do. But they got there in another way, so
I did see, and we don't have mics on them, and I don't know for sure what he said, but I would be pretty sure that what I just saw was Dylan Derksen turned to Takumi Maeda and said, sorry.
Yeah.
It's not all bad news for Maeda either, because this stone is now just about fully open and the corner's open as well. So all the play is going to be in the middle now.
So I'm going to die on him a little bit. Was looking for a freeze there, but not a horrible place.
Yeah. You probably can't see enough of it to run it straight back. The double peel is debatable whether or not you can make contact with the yellow. I didn't mind his first idea to draw to the corner. It just depends here if you're Derksen, and this is a young team, so I don't know if they might be of the opinion that if we get a chance for deuce, we're going to take it anytime we can. With a lot of the more veteran teams, let's call them that. Yeah. they're not going to play too aggressively in the third end, the odd end. They want that hammer in the even ends if they can get it.
Yeah. Going to the wings here, though. It's a little bit more conservative play, but
It's a good play to try to get your deuce.
yeah.
As long as you get second shot.
Yeah, that would be much more helpful. So a couple of short draws here for Team Derksen. Cost them a little bit.
Still not horrible.
Nope, corner.
Maeda probably has to play it. It's too dangerous to play anything in the middle. You try one of those shots in the middle, you don't make it, he comes around this corner, and then he's got two at least partially buried. It's thin to go for the double, but it's worth giving it a go. Even if you hit the first one fairly thick, come across and just tap your own out into the open a little bit. Just fully open where you have enough that you could run it back.
Yeah.
They kind of got caught in the middle on that last draw. The angle they got was great if they freeze, but when they came up, 2.5, 3 feet short, now it means they can't run it back.
Yeah. So here comes a double attempt. Probably has to hit about a third of a rock or thereabouts. It's really close. Very nice. Can he get it out? Got to get it out. And he did get it out. Nice shot. By Takumi Maeda.
This would be really aggressive. I think most teams would get to take another look at the double. And
yeah,
good look here where you see where he makes contact, just how thin they had to play this on the first one. Take a look at it. Like that's a quarter stone or maybe even a shade less.
Yeah.
And at that, like he hit the top end of the second one. So he couldn't have hit it any thicker. He could have still hit a little thinner.
Yep. Yeah, and you wouldn't have thought that for sure.
This is aggressive, especially for the third end.
Yeah, and those rocks are also close together. I think I would have been trying to blow that up for sure. And they're struggling with draw weight pretty bad. So, good situation for Maeda for absolutely for sure.
Yeah, that's essentially 3 guards staggered. The one in the 8 foot's fully open, but you come around that 3 staggered stones. Everybody wants to throw the other color today.
Yeah, 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 and they don't even see this thing that we got up on the screen here. So.
Well, and I don't even understand. Like they're all wearing red jerseys. Everybody should want us to throw the red stones today.
Yeah. So Takumi Maeda now with his second of 3. Reminder, they only have 3 players, so the two players in the front throw 3 apiece, and then the skip throws 2 by rule. It's not a choice.
This looks like it's got more room coming by.
Should finish really quite hard.
There it goes. You don't want to be behind the tee line. That's the get out of jail shot.
Is it ever?
Not going to say get out of jail free because you still got to get there. But
yeah. But you got to feel better than you did before you threw that rock against you. So Logan Sawicki now. Try to sit right on that. Just looks a little warm. They've been light 2 or 3 times in this end, so they might be just not quite comfortable on what the weight is. Sweepers are sure not looking like they want to sweep it at all, but getting in here a little bit now.
Line looks really good.
Yeah.
I'd have been bringing that back.
Well, you know what? I hate to see sweepers do that, and especially kids. It's like, guys, like, that's not through the house. I mean, you guys are going to be good enough to know that that's not the case. You got to stay with the rock. Like, what's the point of not being there? Anyway.
Well, I think part of it is they don't want to be behind the tee line and let them freeze again, but there's 4 red rocks in the house right now, and there is a bit of an angle slash available there. That's the thing. I think given the number of stones that are already in there, you almost have to come to the back one and make sure that he can't get the yellow one out.
Yeah, I agree.
You come to the back one, he comes and sits on top of you for shot rock. Well, that angle slash, that red one in the 8 foot, that makes a triple on the Reds, and you're still sitting 1. So maybe 2. Your shooter might stick around as well. So the key, I think, there had to be not to let him get this yellow out. Now he would be very thin to make the slash. I mean, if it slides another 6 inches, it's really ugly. It's not horrible where it's at.
Yeah, just a quick reminder again, if you are looking at the scoreboard is incorrect. Derksen does have the hammer, but he trails 2-1. It's not, he doesn't have a 2-1 lead, if that's confusing to you.
Yeah, the scoreboard behind the players is right. The scoreboard on the screen is reversed.
Colors are right. 2 out of 3 are right. We just got one part of it's not quite accurate right now.
Unfortunately, the one part that's not accurate is kind of the most important part. The actual score.
Yeah, that might be true.
I had a running joke last week. It was whatever went wrong, we blamed Connor. Connor Sims was on production for a lot of my games last week.
Yeah.
He's not on production for us today, but I'm still tempted to say, "Oh, this is Connor's."
Blame him anyway.
It's Connor's fault. We'll throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
And then we wait to find out how long it takes before he hears that I did that. Somebody heard us because it's fixed now.
Yeah. So Takumi Maeda now.
Yeah, he is going to play the little slash.
Yeah.
Got to be really thin on this.
He should leave Derksen with pretty much the same shot. He will, but there's going to be an extra rock now.
And see, now if he puts it in the same spot, there isn't anything. So it's one of those ones where now you want to put it in the exact same spot, and he doesn't have a shot to get it out.
Yeah. So Dylan Derksen facing 4, but an opportunity here with the positioning of the stones to still maybe even grab a skip's deuce here if he can get this first one real good. Maeda could have given some consideration to just freezing down to that one, and I know Dylan was sitting 1, but because he was going to have this exact same shot with what Takuma played. So here it comes anyways, out turn. Looking for not quite a freeze. As Sean said, like something even above the tee line is good as long as it's buried here. And not good, but probably better. Sweeper staying a little tighter this time. Going to maybe carve it over. It's got to do a little curling.
Yeah, half a round's okay on this one.
Yeah. Pretty darn nice shot.
See, that one's almost too deep. You freeze, if Maeda freezes to it now, which that's all I see that he's got.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of room left to try to score 2. You'd have to throw the wide in turn, I guess. Although if you get to the very back red one, you're probably second shot. Like, he's not going to get a piece of the button if he freezes.
No.
That's why actually Hiroki Maeda is looking at, do we play the freeze? Like if you freeze to your back one yourself,
yeah,
there might not be a shot for 2.
Yeah, good thinking, yep.
You sure can't be on the outside of it, though.
No. But they are going to play the shot that I think most people would opt for here, just to freeze here and leave the shot that Sean mentions is definitely there. But
yeah, I'm not sure that wasn't the better call. You have to make it. I mean, here's the other thing: we're third end of the second game. Are you sure you know the line to get there? Because if you don't get there, you're leaving him essentially the same shot he just threw for 2.
So just a freeze attempt here for Takumi Maeda. Looks like it could be a little bit light. Kamikawa.
Line's getting tight too.
Yeah, it is. Probably
Maybe
a little
just
rub might be a good idea.
Maybe just because the weight wasn't there. That was a lot tighter coming into past the hog line than the previous one. I don't think he's got the freeze on the out turn side. He'd have to go wider, but it's there.
Yeah. So Dylan Derksen now is going to try. We got our scoreboard all fixed up. Awesome.
I think if you freeze the pocket, you're good, because it does look like the back end of the second shot stone is into the 8-foot a little bit. If you freeze the pocket, you should be full 4.
Yeah.
So he's got some leeway here.
So a chance for 2 for Dylan Derksen. Made a very good shot on his first one to set this up.
Yeah, drawn against 4 with his first one. He's going to get a chance to score 2. That falls under the category of Skip's deuce, doesn't it?
It does. It definitely does. The only problem here is whether or not they can judge the weight on this side. It should be okay.
As long as it
Switch
curls.
Yep.
He gets inside the back with this is going to have to go.
Yeah, they got to go. Needs full 4-foot. Not going to quite get there, I don't think. Hard to say right now.
I don't think so. They lost one brusher stepping over the guards, but I'm not sure why the second one wasn't able to keep going.
It was almost like he was almost losing balance there.
Maybe.
For a second at the end. May have to. Oh, so that's red. So it was only a score of 1 for Dylan Derksen, and we have a tie game here after 3 ends of play at the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 event here in Martensville. We'll be back right after the break.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
So all tied up at 2 after 3 ends of play. Here in Martensville, we are, as I said, here for the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 event as part of the Canadian Open. With the Tier 1 group playing just down the road in Saskatoon, which is not very far away from Martensville, as I found out recently.
Yeah, it's almost touching.
Yeah.
It'll just be a couple of years before we annex them completely.
Yeah. You'll have 2 curling clubs in Saskatoon. Well, you may be out.
We already have 3, so.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I live in a little community called Pictou County, and we have 4, and we should only have probably 1. But anyway, another story. So 2-2 tie, as I said, and Dylan Derksen, young Dylan Derksen team holding their own here. Actually had a chance for 2 of that last end, Sean. Just a little short on that last draw.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a bit of a loss of balance on the last stone with the brushers. They weren't able to both stay on it going around. It wouldn't have taken too many more brush strokes to pick up the deuce there.
No, absolutely. So we got a center guard up. We've got a Maeda rock at the top of the 12 and Derksen coming around.
Was still a good attempt when you consider that he was throwing on the side of the sheet that they hadn't seen for a while. It's a bit of a guess.
Yeah. Yeah, really good job. Just looking nice. They keep it going. Well done. Maeda will sit on the corner of that.
Or try to, at least.
Yeah. Good field here for the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2, and it's much as last week. Last week, we also had a great field for the event.
Yeah, an event last week in Swift Current, just a few hours away, and a number of these international teams decided to, well, if we're going to go to Saskatchewan for one, it's nice to have the tune-up the week before that was close.
Yeah. There's that dreaded bounce off that we keep seeing so much the last couple of weeks. So chance for Derksen to put a little extra heat on here. I like the way he handles himself in the house, Dylan Derksen. I don't know if I've seen them play before, but everything seems very controlled and all of that.
Yeah, no, they're not scared of anybody. We, again, as I mentioned off the start, we saw them a little bit last year at the Tankard. They were a young team qualifying. They still got junior eligibility yet this year, but and they were at the last chance qualifier just last weekend in Humboldt, trying to get into the Tankard again. Not able to get there this weekend, but I think the experience is still good for them.
Yeah. So probably going to be in a double attempt here, which will be about 100 miles an hour. I have to hold it though. He's going to be okay. Very nicely done. Get it out. He will. So well thrown for Hiroki. Gonna have another look at it. At the big. I don't know if he throws with a tuck all the time, but he did on this shot. I guess he must. It's not something you usually just pull out for the odd rock.
No. I will pull out the flat foot just for the odd rock when I have to do instruction, but that's about it.
Yeah. Looking to freeze in here. So it's going to crash on whatever. I don't think it's not got the line, not got the weight. So in some trouble now for Team Derksen. Maeda with a chance to sit 3. This will be the in-turn around the corner guard. It's kind of interesting that somebody with a Japan would end up coming out with a tuck delivery. It's, most of these people are going to be, most of the Asians and Europeans that we see all the time throw pretty standard type delivery, so you wouldn't normally see too much of that, but I'll work hard on this one. Probably going to get there. Yamakawa, he's fine. So nicely done. Can't have 2 more opposite shots than that from a rocket to a draw, so Derksen's got to figure this out here.
Well, that hand to the hip is usually they're looking for bumper weight.
Yeah.
So he's trying to play the angle raise onto the shot stone. This is not without risk. This is kind of an all or nothing type shot.
Trying to hold it straight. And he's not going to. Well, he held it straight, I guess, but not enough.
Yeah, all or nothing, and that was nothing.
What'd you like there? Were you thinking maybe run the front yellow one?
Yeah, your choices are getting limited now. We are late in the end.
Yeah.
You run the front one. If you can make the double, you're still holding them to 2. You're in trouble no matter what.
Yeah.
But if you're tapping that, boy, draw tap wouldn't have been horrible. I still like the run. I think the run is the first choice. If you don't make the run, at least you open it up.
Yeah.
It's a short run. I think you expect most teams, even at a young junior team, and they're pretty good at these hits. You'd expect them to make contact with the one in the 12 foot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So Hiroki's going to come down and talk to Takuma about what they want to do here. probably don't like to leave that same shot that Derksen just played, but at the same time, can't protect everything. Looks like they're going to go around the corner again.
Yeah, I think that's probably the call. I mean, you're not going to guard the yellow run back. And if you come around again on that, anywhere in the center from either turn, you're just going to give them a wider target.
Exactly, yeah. So building a monster end here is Team Maeda with hammer. And 2 to come each after this. This is the same shot he just threw, so expect it to be really close. Trying to go by the top one, I think, now.
Yeah, if you bounce off, you could give him a shot.
Yeah, he almost did. It was almost disaster that way.
Well, he's still got a hit and roll on that to the back of the forefoot.
Yeah, I agree. If you ever get it over there, it's going to be really hard for Maeda to get it out.
Yeah, I don't know that you got any choice here but to give it a try either.
Oh, I agree, yeah. So Dylan Derksen in a heap of trouble here. But with an opportunity to escape, perhaps. Indicated it's a little down. It did look a little down to me coming out, so I don't know if he'll get enough of a roll off of that. Pretty close.
Yeah. I don't know if close gets it done right now, though.
No, I know.
Fortunate, actually, they didn't leave room for Maeda to roll underneath. Mind you, he might prefer to go to the wide side anyway here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's got to be serious about. I don't know why you. I don't think I would try to go that way.
I get it if you thought you could roll well past the guard and out into the open and let him hit a stone at the back of the 8-foot, which isn't going to get him much, but that's not a gimme either. He doesn't have a ton of room by the red stone at the top of the 12-foot.
The only good thing, I guess, is that if he nose hits this, there's not a lot that Derksen can do about anything. Although I would have thought he was just trying to roll back behind the corner myself.
Well, if he noses it, I think if it's me, I'm freezing and take away as much of the end as I can.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you can get underneath if he noses this.
Ooh. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. I wasn't sure you could do that.
I didn't think he'd try it. Let me put it that way. Well, this could be the game ender shot here if he plays this. Or could be put himself in a great position.
You still got the freeze to probably hold him to 2.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get a third one in there if you make a decent freeze.
Yeah. I'm certainly leaning towards the draw for sure, no question. It's just, this shot's just, I think, too risky. The game is over if you don't make this.
Well, you could make this and still give up 3, because if you don't stick it in behind there, it's still an open hit for 3.
But he's going to give it a run. Not taking very long to decide to do it either, so they're pretty confident that this is the shot they should be playing. They're going to throw it.
The angle on the 2 in the house isn't great either when you're coming from this direction. very easy to leave the top one of the two hanging around in the back 12-foot somewhere.
Yeah. Dylan Derksen's final rock here in 4. Maeda still with 1 to come.
Has to dead stick this.
That's pretty darn nice.
Yeah. Didn't get either of them out, though. No. And you can still see a sliver.
And have another look at that. Tell you what, you're right. He didn't get anything out, but this was a very nice shot.
Yeah, I mean, he made what he called. I'm just not sure that he's not still in a heap of trouble.
Well, yeah. No,
you got one shot to make it. He can see, well, maybe a quarter by the guard. Even if it jams on that one at the back 12, this is still for 3.
Yeah. So it looks like pretty much just a dead pick shot.
Yeah, quiet. He's got to throw it quiet. The more finish he can get, the better.
So Takumi Maeda for somewhere between a 1 and a 4 on this shot. Maybe even 5, but probably not 5.
He's never wide, I'll tell you that.
No. This is going to be close. He's back and forth. It's got to be close. And he got this, and will it take the back one? No.
Nope.
So Maeda will make the pick for 4 here in the 4th end and take a pretty commanding 6-2 lead as we go to the break.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Teams.
Teams have the option here at the Tier 2, and I think they're doing it in the Tier 1 as well, where they have a 4th end break. So still in the break here.
Yeah.
Little chance for the Derksen team perhaps to regroup. Don't know whether I could just see Brad Kennedy, the coach, behind the glass. Don't know whether he had a chance to come out and talk to them already or not, but that last end will be something that they want to discuss, because that last shot, he made the shot as well as you could. I mean, aside from maybe a few pounds more weight, maybe gets one of them out, but he still left a shot, and that's one where you might want to think about, just because we can make this doesn't necessarily mean it's the right shot to play. Sometimes it's more important what you're going to leave behind, and they left behind a shot for 4. You make the freeze there. That's still the one I like. You make the freeze into the pocket of those 2 reds. And yeah, you're giving up at least 2. But, you don't have to be a PhD in mathematics to know that 2 is better than 4.
That's right. Yep. So we're ready to start the 5th end again. And Maeda leading 6-2 over Dylan Derksen. As we already talked, and Sean has covered well, that just a tough situation for Derksen there. Made a pretty darn good shot, and it just wasn't good enough. Maeda made a better one for 4, and now has a commanding lead as we go to end 5.
The other thing we were reminded during the break, we hadn't made mention of this yet, the Derksen team, they had a good run last year, juniors and as well at the Tankard. So I've talked a bit about this. Well, they actually qualified for this event through a junior qualifier that was held, I believe, about a month ago. And that was held here in Martensville as well. So
it's pretty cool that they make a spot available to a junior team for this event, so.
Yeah, and I'd have to go back to the listings for that. I can't tell you how far away they were coming from. I would bet there were probably some Alberta teams here, given just where we're located. Maybe a few out of Manitoba as well. So it would have been a strong junior field. Yeah. I know the team on the women's side, it was a Camden Baldic, who is registered out of Lloydminster. They won the women's spot on that, so they're playing here as well. And Jerry was telling me he believes that we have a feature for them somewhere this weekend too. I just don't have the full schedule in front of me, so we'll get a chance to see some of these up and coming young curlers.
Yeah, it's great. It's it's a great learning curve for juniors. I mean, some juniors come out of junior, move right to men's and ladies, and seem to be able to compete 100% at that level. But others, it just takes a little while. Even no matter how good you are at junior, it's a big step. To jump up into the men's and women's, and it doesn't seem like it sometimes when you watch these teams, because they look like, holy cow, they throw it awful good, but still, there's more to the game than that. And there's a learning process that happens all the time. So
yeah, well, we saw it last time, right? It's not always what you can make. Sometimes it's what you can leave.
Yeah.
I ran into Brad Kennedy yesterday. He's the coach of this Derksen team, and we were talking about just those kinds of things. They had already played their first game. They lost their first one to Sam Moyberg, and he said the score looked worse than it was. Shooting wise, they were right there with them, but every time they made a mistake, they were forced to pay for it. And I've known Brad for a long time. We got talking about that. I said, well, that's a lot of times that's the problem with trying to coach a junior team, because they're playing against other juniors most of the time. And there is a lot of times when you make a mistake as a junior, if the other team doesn't make you pay for it, I'm sorry, but teenagers can be stubborn. If the other team doesn't make you pay for it when you come off the ice and the coach says, well, that was a mistake, they just look at you and say, what do you mean? We scored 2.
Yeah.
It's still a mistake.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, you're going to get to a level where you're not going to score the 2, you're going to get in trouble. And that's usually the adjustment that the good junior teams have to make coming out of junior and into the open play, where shots you maybe didn't realize were a mistake, now you're forced to pay for them. And technically they're right there. They could make all the shots, but you have to recognize that, we're not sweeping this shot to an area. It's got to be right on the spot.
Yeah.
And it's what we can make sometimes isn't as important as what we're going to leave behind.
Yeah, I know. I've done some coaching myself too, and even the last team that I coached regularly here was, junior boys team that was, in the top 4 or so in the province, but not really good enough to win at the top level. But they were like that. Like, they would play shots, so you're just like, well, why wouldn't we play the shot? It's like, well, because sometimes you got to assess the difficulty of the shot, and and like you just said, what you leave by making or missing that shot. It's not always just because that looks like the best shot.
Yeah.
You don't get to carry it down. Like, it's different if you get to say, okay, we're just going to put it here. Anyway.
Well, and again, what you could leave. Look at, for those who were watching with us last week, you heard us talk about this. For those that weren't, we had a field in Swift Current last week that would have been, a slam type field. And how many times did you hear us talk about a team discussing their shots? And really, it wasn't they're discussing what they could make. They were discussing what they were going to leave behind. There was so much respect for the opposition's ability to make shots. And it just seems like at times with some of the juniors, they will not necessarily take that into account.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was pretty near perfect. That shot made the peel on the corner, took the one that was biting the rings and rolled to the center guard.
It's awfully greedy.
Well, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm just impressed they could throw it that hard and get that result. So Derksen scrambling a little bit here, trying to figure out a way to manufacture a 2.
Gonna have to do it around the middle now. They need this freeze.
Not quite there. Struggle with draw weight for the most part. Just not quite there most of the time. Maeda now will probably, okay, I was going to say, I didn't expect him to play that. I figured he might just peel the corner, but.
Yeah, maybe thinking he can get the double peel and carry through here.
Maybe, yep.
They do throw the big weight pretty well.
Do. Yep. Hiroki Maeda. It's that, just what you call Sean, basically. Maybe a little different at the end of it, but that's fine.
You're fine with that. You don't mind jiggling those rocks around. There's nothing to really hide behind now. That's the key to that shot.
Yeah. You can have one more look at it. You can see the weight that Hiroki throws here. I'm not timing it, but can almost count it. It's like just barely a piece, but that's enough. We've already learned, and Sean has indicated that a lot of times you have to hit a lot less of the rock than you think sometimes to make those shots.
Where are we at? Third's first stone. Now I'm thinking along with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, your options here, I think the corner freeze they're playing is not bad. The only other option I could see is you throw a guard about a foot off the center line, fairly tight to the rings, and then it's tough to peel it without jamming it into some shrapnel. We're maybe late in the end for that, though. If it was seconds last stone, I'd probably play the guard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would too if it was a little tiny bit earlier than this. So they're going to bounce off.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about those is that, as I just said, you got to sweep it to a spot, right? He bounced off a little bit. And now there's room to pick it between the two reds. Probably won't hurt his feelings either if he took that red with it, as long as it gets underneath the one in the forefoot.
No, I agree.
Straight pick is fine. I don't know if the freeze is any good now.
No, and it's too bad the two reds are lined up so good that a little hit and roll behind them is virtually useless.
Yeah. Mind you, might have to do that to make sure you got a chance to score, because if you don't do something good here, like if you're... What else have you got? Like if he's still sitting 3 after this, at some point in time, he's just going to guard the shot stone.
Yeah.
Even with a 4-point lead.
Yeah. Dylan reaching a point now where it's difficult to know what to do. They're going to play the hit. Probably it looked like an attempted double or variation of that. It'll hit and roll over that way, something along that line.
Even stuff it and roll to the corner freeze isn't bad.
Yeah. Logan Sawicki needs to make some contact. Will.
Get 3 of them?
And
no.
Quite.
Oh.
Not quite.
He almost could have got back to the blank. As it is, he's guaranteed there's no chance of a blank now, because he left that just thin sliver biter in behind that long yellow corner guard. This is close to bailing out all kinds of trouble here.
It was. He got 2. I thought for a minute he had 3. Down sweepers drop off. He got those 2. This one looked like it should have been enough to get out, but not quite.
All you can do is talk to it, because it's still well in front of the tee line.
Yeah, and they're like teenagers. They really listen, those rocks.
Junior curlers.
Yeah, junior curlers, yeah. I remember watching my daughter's team coming up when she was really young. It took a long time to convince her that you couldn't actually have a rock couldn't just actually go through another rock. So anyway, she played shots and you'd be like, how'd you think that was going to work? Well, what do you mean? It's like, well, it had to actually go through that rock. Oh, okay. Anyway, that's when they're really young, though. Just coming in, splitting the house here from Maeda. Not going to get there. That's actually not a great shot. Thought he might play a top of the 8-foot guard on that shot myself, but give you. No, Dylan's going to play straight draw, I think, here behind the corner.
I think so.
Yeah. And he may or
Probably some
may not
people
have a
wondering,
shot.
yeah,
Yeah.
why do you not play the hit and roll? Hit and roll's tougher to get dead buried.
Yeah.
So, there's nothing wrong with this. He's banking on having some kind of shot for 2 if he can get this buried, and it's kind of scoreboard dictated. You really can't afford to get forced here. The hit and roll would have to be perfect, and that's so hard to do.
Yeah. So Dylan Derksen. And the intern come around. I think they got to go a little, but pretty hard to tell watching on here. Switching up here just for the curl purposes. Pretty nice shot. Like to get a little more separation. Might not quite get enough.
Well, it's better there than back of the tee. If you put it back of the tee, he tries to freeze to it, and then you're probably forced.
Yeah.
This still has to be made, but
Yeah.
you do expect on short runs like this that they're going to at least make contact with a stone like that. And then the problem is that because that little biter's still hanging around out there, you're still forced.
Yeah. Dylan's had pretty good draw weight himself in this game. He just, some of the other guys have struggled a little bit. So Maeda now look to play a short run. Make some contact with the one in the house. Will be all he needs.
On the brush right away again, though. And again, it does not look like he was wide.
Going to get away with it, but not by much.
And just to add insult to injury, he rolls for a third biter. So, if he made the shot perfectly, there's a chance he would have ended up guarding his shot stone. Because he hit it a little thin and rolled past. You hit that just a shade thicker.
So Derksen now with a open hit for the single. Doesn't have much a choice but to take it at this point.
Yeah, and then he's going to have to play for hard steals.
Yeah. Yeah, you reach a point in the game sometimes where it's like, well, it doesn't matter because if they score anymore, we're done. So we might as well go as hard as we can to score.
Now, the nice thing, if you want to call it that, about the format here is at least he's still only going to have to steal 3 ends in a row. If you steal 1, 1, and 1, you've tied the game. But the extra end isn't an extra end. It's a draw to the button.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to do it 4 times.
No. Well, good point, actually. So, but he will pick up a single here. So he will trail when we come back by a score of 6-3 to Takumi Maeda from Kitami, Japan.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Yeah, I'm on that one too, and then I'm done. So back to Martensville for the Grand Slams of Curling Tier 2 Championship here at the Canadian Open. Our match here between Maeda and Derksen. Young Derksen team out of Saskatoon. And Maeda out of Kitami, Japan. I think I said that wrong a minute ago. I might not have said it right now, but I think it's closer. With Maeda having a 6-3 lead, with Hammer now playing end number 6. So a very tough task for Derksen, but they will go as hard as they can go here to score Sean. And as you just pointed out, they only have to do it 3 times.
Yeah, no pressure there.
No, and then
as we were talking,
yeah,
and then win the draw of the button, yeah. But as we were talking about during the break a little bit last week, conditions in Swift Current were a little straighter. The nice thing that, well, this has got to get across the line, did it?
It is. Yeah,
I guess so. It's not touching the center line though, so
no.
They would have the option of the tick. Plus, it's really not guarding the tighter guard. The thing that they do have working for them this week that they maybe we didn't see it as much last week in Swift Current. So you throw in the tight guard and the long guard, whatever order you like to. They played the tight one here first, then they played the long one, didn't get the line they wanted. Maeda will come around the center twice. He can't make a play on those guards yet. He could try to tick the long one right now, but he's opting to come around anyway. And typically your call for the 5th stone now is to try to move these red stones behind the tee line. Well, last week with the little bit straighter ice conditions in Swift Current, that was a tougher shot. With that big movement that we've got here in Martensville, a little more possible to make those shots. It's exactly what they're trying here.
Yeah. Right idea call-wise, though. That's good.
Yeah. You have to create some room for yourself here. It's not about killing these reds. It's not even necessarily because of the angle that they're at. You don't even necessarily have to get them behind the tee line. But you don't have a path to the button right now.
That's right. Got to get by and got to get there. Got by. Going to get there, but not going to maybe do quite as much as they would like to have seen. But could be usable.
There's a case to be made here for just peeling the tight guard.
Yeah. I don't think that'll exist for these guys, though.
Yeah, well, this long one by itself isn't very good. It's off the center line. Gonna try to get them both, though.
Didn't work well. Just got the high one.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. So you're going to throw the high guard for a bit. You're going to make them try to throw peels. Because you didn't move those stones very much on that first tap attempt, you're going to have to make a play in the house earlier than you would have otherwise. Because you still don't have a way to get shot rock on your next throw into the house.
Oh, they're going to get there again, I think. They are. They fully believe in that high guard theory. They're not throwing any more than about a foot over the line. That's pretty good.
Oh, that's where you want it. Ideally, you want to take away any thought of them trying the double peel. This is just about delaying the move into the house.
Yeah.
When you make that move in the house, you don't want Maeda to have too many chances to clean things up. Third's first stone. I think you got to throw one more.
Yeah, and the angles aren't particularly great in the house to be able to do much in one shot.
Yeah.
So you need a couple.
Throw in one more guard here at least, and you know you're a little desperate here to the point where you might have to throw two. Depends. You got to figure out what your shot is in the house right now, and right now it would be. Can you tap the yellow enough to get just to the shot rock and move it behind the tee line? Maybe.
Yeah, have to see it again at home. This one comes in a little deeper.
A lot closer together than they'd like that one. He's going to try the double peel now.
Yeah. See which way he's going to take this. Okay. So looking to come across the top, hit on the opposite side of the center here in this one, so that he doesn't run it right back into the yellow in the house. Okey. Well, left a bit of a guard, but got rid of the two on the center line. Dylan now looking. It looks like he's thinking he needs to throw another one.
Mm-hmm.
Might not have to. Actually, I don't know. Sean, what do you think?
I'm looking at the options too. What do they got left for time? My first thought is this might be the time to call a timeout and talk about this. But he can guard. They're going to peel it, and then you have to know what your two shots are in the house. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're going to guard and let him peel, you have to know how you're getting to shot rock with two more. If you're playing into the house, I think you're tapping yellow onto the high red and then trying to tap the two reds to a pocket and stay lined up to be in front of it. So that when they hit a yellow, something's going into the pocket.
Yeah.
But in theory, you could wait for the next shot to do that too.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they settled on here, but looks probably could be possibly a slight little tap. Or
yeah, I wonder if he's not trying to think of getting a way to get two in. Like, you could almost play what I just talked about and play it like a split. So you come across the face of the yellow, clip it thin onto the high red, try to tap it, and then roll in behind cover so that he really can't make a play on either one of them. I'm not sure the rock behind cover is going to help you if that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
This has got a curl. Line's getting better now. Yeah, probably not quite enough weight.
Yeah, need a little bit more, I think. So Maeda might go ahead and whack it anyway. He'll lose a rock or two, but
yeah, I mean, with the weight they can throw, it's hard to know the second yellow because it's fairly thin on that red. Like, they might all fly here, or it could go over the top of the shot stone.
yeah, it looks like, I agree. It looks like it could come off of both stones. And
yeah, it's going to be spinning that way. There's a chance that all four of them go.
And hit a little thicker than he wanted to, I think. But, well, interesting result. Wasn't
now
quite
you
what I
got to
was thinking.
freeze.
Yeah. When I look at this, you see sometimes rocks go that you just don't completely see. I could see the yellow going, but I just didn't think it would go quite like this on this shot. I thought when he hit this, he hit it too thick, and the second yellow would probably hang around, but no, did what we expected it the first time. Hits it a little bit thinner probably. That one probably goes right out, I think.
Yeah, well, and more importantly is, like, I don't really think you wanted to leave the shooter right there.
No.
Had everything gone, he was coming around this redstone at the top of the 12-foot.
Yeah. So Derksen playing another freeze attempt. Guys are working pretty hard. Gonna get there, and he will. Get there for shot rock.
Yeah, didn't get down to the freeze, and there's probably a piece sticking out to just pick it. I don't think he can see enough to take his own with it. Talking about playing the stone at the top of the 12 to get out of the way. The problem is then he makes a perfect guard, and you're probably giving up a steal. I think you take a run at picking it now. If you clip the one out of the top 12, so be it.
Yeah.
It's hard to throw a perfect guard good enough that you can't make a play on it with the last one.
You don't think there's a shot to play that one on the 12 onto like half of the yellow on the left-hand side as we look at it on the long view.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
There's a shot, but
Yeah.
there's also the potential for absolute disaster trying that.
Yeah.
Like, you stuff it, he's still buried at the top, buried behind the raised stone.
Yeah.
At the back of the button, and he's throwing a guard, and you kind of giving him the first steal. I think you're picking this.
Yeah.
I mean, if you thought you could pick this and clip the one at the back of the 4 foot, you'd play it for sure. I don't think it looks like you could see enough of the yellow to do that. That'd be the only hesitation here. Is you know, if you make this, he's just going to have it again.
Yeah.
But you can't leave that yellow stone there and just let him guard it. That's a steel stone for sure.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to like freeze to it or something like that. So you just have to say, okay, well, if you can do it again and do it better, more power to you. So Takumi Maeda now with his first one in the 6th. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's got to be close.
Well, he definitely give it an inside-out motion. There it goes.
Wow. Very nicely done.
Okay, so if you're...
Have one more look at this, Sean.
Yeah, and you can see with that in-out motion, it's still backing away from the center line, backing away. He's got that nice quiet weight, though, and there is good finish here in Martensville. So, you know, at some point in time, it straightens out, and there starts to move closer to center again. Catches plenty of it to get out of the rings. So if you're Dylan Derksen now, the line he had on the last one was just perfect. You could come back, like if you absolutely circle this on the button, so you're half in front of the tee line, half behind the tee line, I don't think he can get down to your stone, move it enough. Like if he jams it on the back red, I think you're still shot rock.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like it's got more weight.
Heavy. Yeah. Maybe just a little too much weight. It bounces off a little bit, and it will. So just that little bit heavy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So Maeda with a chance for a couple. Just an open hit. Just a nice control weight hit. Should be fine. It always has a different kind of a hold on the sliding broom. So Kamikawa, just a real light clean here.
Very similar weight to the last one, a little wider path, but.
And there you go.
Very nice measure. Shot. He rolls buried just for good measure.
Yeah.
How often does that happen on the last rock?
Yeah, I know, yeah. So a big deuce here for Maeda. He will take an 8-3 lead. I'm sure the guys are probably deciding whether or not they want to keep going.
That's what it looks like they're talking about.
Yeah, we'll just hang for a second to see what they're thinking. They're pretty young. They might go ahead and play a little longer, but...
Well, you got 2 more games to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to keep going.
Okay, so 8-3 lead for Maeda as we come back after the break. It'll be the 7th end here in Martensville. You're watching on Curling Stadium. Back after the break.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
So we're playing in number 7 here in Martensville. Takumi Maeda with a 8-3 lead over Dylan Derksen. And they're both teams' second game in the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 event.
Yeah, and I still think, though, this comes down to the Derksen team has 2 more games left to play. They have had their struggles this game, so they had that little bit of a discussion. And the nice thing about an event like this with men's and women's together, you know your games aren't going to be that close together. So play one more end, have a good end to get off the ice so you can have some confidence going into that next one. They've had their struggles here in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I always figure it's worth playing as long as everybody wants to play. Nothing worse than saying, okay, well, whatever you want to do, and then we play, but nobody's into it. So take it as a good situation to learn, figure out what's going on in the ice, what's going on with yourselves. And
yeah, and I would hope that's what the discussion was about. It's like, okay, we haven't had our best game here, but let's have one good end to get off the ice so that we can restore some confidence. And I mean, I've done that. A lot of open teams have done that. If you know you're not going to, if you're going to be sitting for a while, and I don't have their schedule in front of me, but I can look it up. Like, I don't know when their next game is, but if you're sitting for a while and you're coming off a game like this and just everything has gone wrong, yeah, they don't play till noon tomorrow. Like, they're off for 24 hours. Yeah. Well, it's tough to stew on that when you've got not a lot of good things to help you get out of that mental funk. So you play that one good end and say, well, you know, we're throwing them okay. Plus, as you mentioned, they have had some struggles with draw weight today. They might want an end where they can just get that back, get a feel back for draw weight.
Yeah. They've got their 2 corners up there, so you can certainly come around.
Yeah, and I think you do. Those reds aren't a threat. I mean, they're all in the middle, but they're not a threat. Nothing got anywhere near the 4-foot.
No, and with the score the way it is, you know, if you come around the corner, make it really good, Maeda's probably ripping the corner, you know, so he's not going to do much with those red ones in the front either. So,
well, he still would have liked them. Maeda would have liked them in a better spot, actually. You want to get something in the 4-foot. The whole point to throwing those rocks in the middle is you force your opposition to play them at some point in time. Well, he didn't force them to.
No.
In fact, as you said, you peel the corner. You come around this one has to stop, though. It stops. It's in the rings. That counts.
Yeah. And it's not light. So
it actually
went too far. Yeah.
Well, did it? I mean, if you knew he was going to play this, that's not a bad shot because you're keeping your corner guards alive.
Well, yeah.
If he ever hits this on the nose, he actually protects you from the back as well. Yeah, he didn't want to do that.
No.
Okay. I think you're coming around the other corner for now. There's still a run double on the reds right now. You know, you're not out of the woods here if you're Maeda. This is shaping up like there could be 3's not out of the question with where these rocks are right now.
No.
You get this buried, and what do?
Yeah.
He's got that little biter. There's a potential for it to end up on the scoreboard. He's got one shot available to get rid of he can get rid of both reds in one shot.
Yep. So this is going to be okay, this one.
Yeah, they need to bring it
That's
back.
Better weight. Nice shot.
Yeah, this is really interesting now.
Right, we'll peel the corner.
That's through second stones. We're on to thirds first. I think you're replacing that corner guard.
Yeah, I think you got to go out there at least one more time.
One, you can
That's
make an
probably all,
argument
though.
for twice, but well, it depends what you want to play. If you're committed to that yellow run back, you could throw it twice, but I agree with you. I think you throw in one corner guard. You expect them to peel it again. Then you're going to hit the open red one.
Yeah.
And flop at least half under. And now if he wants to hit the one on the other side, he could leave a double. Three is in play here.
So another peel on the corner.
Where's my telestrator? Where's my telestrator? I'm pointing at it on the screen. I think you're hitting the open red one now and just try to roll, even if you're just edge to edge with the guard, because you've always got the nose hit on the guard to double the reds. You just have to leave this in a spot where they can't put a better one in. You throw the corner guard now. The problem with throwing one more corner guard is then you're committed to playing the run back double. You might not have to if you do it the other way around.
Yeah.
You can't leave a double.
Yeah. So what's your shot call right here?
I'm hitting the open red.
Okay.
And you just need to roll in about 6-7 inches just so that you're edge to edge. Because if you hit it on the nose, he's going to play the slash double at the back one.
Would you ever go in, turn around that red one on the center line?
Well, then he's coming off the one in the 8-foot, and now you're running out of rocks to get rid of all the reds. But if you hit that open one now and roll over, if he comes off the outside edge one, he's still going to have to leave a double on the reds somewhere. If you're going to hit the open one, why I say you've got to roll is if you hit it right on the nose, then he's got room on the inside to try to slash it towards that one at the back 12-foot.
Yeah. So we do have a timeout here.
Tyler's saying that if they want to make a run at the double, and that's a fair point. His next shot, depending what you do here, might be the cross house double from that one in the 8-foot to try to get all the way across to that one at the back 12. The angle's not bad for it. There's a lot of room between them. That's the thing. Your margin for error is small when there's, whatever, there's got to be 9 feet between those rocks.
Yeah.
And it's real easy. You're half an inch off hitting perfect, and you don't even make contact with the second one. I like hitting that one. I'd be scared to hit it on the nose because then he's going to try the slash double.
Yeah.
You roll a few inches to the inside. He doesn't have enough of the inside to make that. You don't have to bury it. You don't want to bury it because you still need to be able to get that red out that's at the top of the 12. But you need to make a little bit of a roll so that he can't try the double on the back one.
So we got a little bit, just an out-turn hit on the rock, just biting the 8-foot. So right in the nose.
Boy, it's awful close to... Yeah, it might be deep enough that you can't make the triple, but... So if you hit the yellow, the one that was just thrown, clip that one at the back, your shooter comes across and moves that red over.
Yeah.
But I think it goes over the top of the second yellow.
Yeah, I don't know if it clears the red one, does it? If you're making the double on the two. If you're making the double on the two yellows on the left, now as we look at the overhead.
Yeah. Yeah, and the red as it comes across catches the other red. It's going to be on the front half of it somewhere. Does it touch the yellow? I think. Yeah, it's hard to say. I feel like it should go over the top, but maybe not. You're going to be fairly high up on that other red. I don't imagine they're throwing it with the weight where they make the triple anyway. They could. They certainly have the ability to throw that kind of speed.
Yeah.
I think more than anything, he's looking at, can we tap this over? Because he's worried about grouping his red stones. That run is still there. It's still a short run.
And as you mentioned earlier, he could play the cross house double off the one that's out there by itself and just by distributor.
Could this? Yeah. The problem is you miss the cross house. You're probably not saving your shooter.
Oh, no.
You miss this straight back. You're probably still sitting second and third at least.
Yeah. Reminder, the next draw is 4:30 local time. We will have it for you. Got a couple games, I think, on at 4:30. Maeda now with the double attempt. Probably in the neighborhood, just judging by the sweeping. Will he roll it out? No, I don't think so.
No.
The problem is,
yeah, it's left it in a weird spot.
Yeah,
I think you're hitting the open red again, and just try to sit right there.
I think you have to, because I think that if you go after the other one, you're probably going to end up losing your one in the back. You don't want to lose anything right now.
Well, you could drive it across the face, try to roll open side, then have your shooter roll over, but then there's no guarantee that you've got a double for the last one. Like the way the reason this end has been working is you've always had that short run where you might be able to double reds, and you could now, although it would spin. But if you make the nose hit and sit right there, you've got two ways to kill that red, either the little slash on the one you're about to throw or the straight back. And what you play might depend on, you have to assume that Maeda's going to go after the open one.
Yeah.
And how can you make a double? How can you kill the red at the top and make the double on the one he's about to throw in there? It's going to be hard for him to not leave some kind of angle.
Yeah. So Dylan Derksen, his first rock here in the sixth end, trying very voraciously at getting at least 3 points here. And he has an opportunity.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Working hard on this, though. Off now, so he must be in the neighborhood of what they were looking for. Oh, he's going to touch the front one.
Oh, just touches it, though. He gets away with it.
Wow, they called him off that.
Yeah, they did. And he got the little rub. If they don't get the rub, boy, he could have ended up corner frozen on the second red.
Yeah.
This might still work, but
it was just a kind of an odd call off. Watch this again.
Well, I'm sure they thought they were by, and at the end of it, he was
Must
thinking,
have been, yeah.
probably thinking if we get as tight as we can by and get the finish, and you just look at the little bit of daylight that you can see as between the legs. If he gets to the inside of that, he could have rolled to corner frozen on that one, and that almost assures that you're going to have some kind of shot at a double in the next one.
Yeah.
The question now is, are you going to have, and it just depends where he rolls with this, what kind of shot at a double are you going to have? If he rolls this buried, I think the run, yellow onto red on a slight angle, it's still got a chance to get both of them and stick it in the house for 3.
Yeah, he's probably better off not rolling or rolling like 7 feet.
Or half in behind. Like he doesn't want to be dead buried. He wants to leave it so that it's got to be at a sharp angle. You know, I think it's still there.
Has a shot, yeah.
It's going to be hard to stick the raised stone.
Yeah.
If that rolls a few inches more, it's much easier. But it's I mean, an angle raised double takeout is still never a gimme anyway. But he's got a shot.
Yeah. With really no other options. I mean,
no, yeah,
the 3 down, 4 down, 5 doesn't matter. Like, you got to take a shot at this, or you're playing for one of the two, right?
Well, I don't think you're ever playing for one. The thing about it is, if you wanted to just are we just throwing for 2 here? Because if you throw weight at this, half a rock on the yellow catches the red enough to come back and catch the double. The problem is you're not going to hold the yellow with weight.
Yeah.
So it becomes a much more difficult shot if you're trying to keep that yellow in the front. Or do you just throw the shot for 2? Because as we said, coming into this end, maybe they were just playing an end for some confidence. You play a good end here and get your 2. You'd like to get that bit of a reward before you get off the ice.
Yeah, and they've played a good end, so
they have.
First part of it's done. So Dylan Derksen now with his final rock in 6, playing kind of an angle raised double takeout for 3.
He's in the
Very
ballpark.
difficult shot, but
in the ballpark.
Good there, good. Makes that. And we'll get that one out and just won't quite get the other one out.
Yeah, that's the problem with trying to throw the weight that he was trying to throw to score the 3. And you can see he did just hold the yellow on the edge of the rings, but when you throw it quieter, it's harder to get both reds out, and he leaves it hanging around at the back.
Well, that was a heck
of a try, yeah.
Yeah, it really was. And I know he doesn't probably feel great about this game, but he, again, that last end, I think should have accomplished a little bit of what they were looking for, and that was to kind of show themselves that they could put an end together and create some opportunities. So, yeah, interesting. So that's all I have to say, Sean. It's the end of this one.
You summed it up great. I agree with what you said. That end gives them exactly what they played the end for. They've got something to build off of, something to feel confident about. When they sit for 24 hours before their next game, he's within 2 inches of at least getting 2 there. That's
for sure, yeah.
And a well played end. And if he'd only needed 2, he would have thrown a little bit more weight. But he gave it a go to try to get the 3 and hit it as well as you could.
So Sean's back on at 4:30. I'm back on at 4:30, and we will we'll say goodbye from Martensville. An 8-4 victory for Derksen over Maeda on behalf of myself, Sean Joyce, and Matt and Kaylee looking after production and cameras for us. We'll see you again in a couple of hours. Bye for now.